Hey, blessed babies. Hey, world. How are you? My message is real quick today. It's just short, sweet, and simple. Um, and it's for my women. It's for the women community. And I'm talking about natural biological women. When you lay down with a man or anybody, you have to be mindful of what could possibly take place or what kind of transactions can take place outside of pregnancy, outside of STDs. You have to think about what happens to you spiritually. And if you're not thinking about that spiritually, you're opening up your womb and your soul for all kinds of demons to enter you through sex, especially through a man. We we like to call men stupid, but men are they're just as intelligent as a woman is. They know what women carry. They know the power that women carry, because if they didn't, they wouldn't have made women inferior to them. You got to remind yourselves that there's one point in time in history, in the human life, that women did not have rights and women weren't anything. Women were just property to men. Why? Because they knew the powers that women carried. And that's a majority of the reason why a lot of these men are able to go out into the world and have these big companies and these big corporations and have millions and billions of dollars. Why? Because they have a woman behind them that are guiding them, advising them, loving them, supporting them. So when you shack up and you lay up with these niggas that ain't no good and they just want your pussy, they literally just want the power that's inside of you, the power that comes from your womb, which is where your sacral energy sits. And in order to get that sacral energy, they have to fuck you, they have to hump you, they have to have intercourse with you, they have to have sex with you, they have to engage sexually with you. Do you understand this? So when after you have those encounters and you're feeling off, you need to know that you have now just swapped energies with this man. So whatever the hell he was feeling in his life, you are now feeling. So if you weren't feeling angry and or all these negative energies, but now you're feeling them within you, you need to know that's where it came from that man. And you need to sever them ties and never do that with him ever again. Now, if this is your longtime counterpart or your husband, fiance, whatever, I can't tell you what to do. I don't tell people what to do in those types. But if you don't, you just, casual here and there, cut ties and go on about your business. Because what's happening is you have that negative energy from that man that he give to you through sex, which is also called a spiritual transmitted disease. Now you go out into the world and you want to bug everybody else and get that energy out for you. So you're gonna play big bully, and you're gonna try to bully and do what you do. I'm saying this from experience because I'll be experiencing this from one human being. I'll be watching this one human being. I'll just be like, you know how you see stuff, but you like, that ain't none of my business. But yeah. And now I'm realizing, like, oh, okay, so that's what's happening. That's not, really that person's energy, but it's the energy of the person that they're sleeping around with, that they're around with. When you have the gift of discernment, when you use your gifts of discernment, you can really read people without having to know what's going on. And that's why a lot of people that have the gifts of discernment, they don't read into gossip, because they can feel and see and hear what is going on with others that try them. So you're welcome, women. Keep that in mind about that, about yourselves. Know that yes, women really truly do hold power, and that's why a lot of men that don't have the component, or they do have the component to know how powerful a woman is, they mistreat her. So you got to be careful, because sometimes I know a lot of them have gone through it. We think we found Mr. Right because he says and does all the good things, including dying, whining, and dining you. And then what happens? His true colors show. So that's another reason why you have to be careful and stop trying to be swept off your feet because a nigga buying you a purse and taking you out to eat and buy, like, girl, bye. Use your discernment and use your brain and not your pussy all the time. All the time. Not saying you can't, here and there, but be mindful of how you dishing it out and spreading it out, because your yoni, your womb, is connected to your circle power, and that is very important, because that is important. That sits over your creation. It sits over your sexual energy. It sits. It's part of your lower self, which you don't want to have in negative energy. So keep that in mind.